Hey everybody, Marcus here. There's a mistaken assumption that MGTOW is some organized core of vocal men evangelizing other men to abandon marriage and relationships. This is not true. MGTOW is little but a rally flag. It is a group in the same way that those who hold a driver's license are a group. MGTOW is a product of women. Men who come to call themselves MGTOW have fundamentally come to the same conclusions about women, relationships, the legal system, and so on. What they learned is that marriage is a scam, a legal mechanism of wealth transfer from the man to the woman. They see this scam rip apart men's lives all around them. They do not learn this from the MGTOW community. They bring these observations into the community. They see women who, of their own free will, with glee and a sense of justified righteousness, choose to exploit anti-male laws in family courts to fuck men out of money and their children. Furthermore, relationships with women are no better. As the phase of a relationship moves from dating to cohabitation, engagement, and marriage, a steady stream of ever-growing expectations and demands is placed upon the man. His time becomes monopolized by a slow creep of responsibilities hoisted upon him by threat of argument, pouting, and withholding of sex. This is done gradually, but inevitably. It may take a woman a decade to completely break a man's spirit and replace it with the banal mediocrity of her image of what he ought to be and what he ought to be doing as a real man. Once he is completely crushed by this long siege, nothing is left of him but a beast of burden who is meant to bring home an ever larger paycheck so they can go on vacation or get that new living room set. When you look into the eyes of a man in a successful marriage or relationship that has lasted a decade or more, all you see is sorrow and regret for a wasted life. This man would all but have killed himself by then had he not, for all those years, kept the single belief in mind that this life, the life he led, is what a happy life is supposed to look like. Knowing no better, as he has long ago dismissed his youthful joys and adventures as childish, he sits in his mental prison in anticipation of death. What MGTOW does is rally men to a single flag where they can all share these most obvious observations that have been all around them. Each man in the MGTOW community shares their observations, which, when pointed out, are immediately accessible to other MGTOW through a reflection on their own autobiographies. Why MGTOW is global and why it is unstoppable is not because MGTOW men are converting other men. It is because women are the same the world around, and they convert men into MGTOW by virtue of their nature. MGTOW are of all races, all cultures, and all ages. It is composed of millionaire alphas who have had hundreds of women, and also neckbeards who may still be virgins living in their parents' basement. The thing that terrifies women the most is not that MGTOW is composed of loser virgins, but that, in fact, it is replete with men that women would deem winners and marriage material. MGTOW have taken their lives back. Shaming will not work on us. Neither will some herd morality appeal to being a real man or an adult or this or that, blah, blah, blah. It just doesn't work anymore. MGTOW is not a controlled demolition of the apotheosized woman by a small vocal group of men. It is a global wildfire fueled by the oxygen of women's behavior. To snuff out MGTOW, if this is really your goal, you will need to do the one thing you will never do. Bring women to heel. Since no detractor dare even whisper such a solution, much less lay any responsibility at the feet of women, everyone will need to get used to the idea that MGTOW is here to stay, and that it is growing immensely every single year. But I do have some consoling words for our fine MGTOW detractors. Within a generation or two, there will no longer be men calling themselves MGTOW. There will be no need, as what we call MGTOW knowledge today will be simply called common knowledge then, and the MGTOW life will just be known as life. All that need to happen for this prediction to come true is to continue to let women be women. Thanks for listening. Go team.